Well, here locally, Snohomish County just reported 2 deaths from the flu, marking the county's first flu deaths this season so far. And according to data from the state, flu hospitalizations are up and have been on the rise since about November statewide.
Flu is still an issue. It's come later, but now it's here. And there's no lost opportunity in getting vaccinated now.
New data released by the Washington Department of Health shows a recent spike in flu hospitalizations and ER visits. But doctors say while the numbers are spiking, we do typically see an increase during this time of year.
And then in the last 2 years, we've seen influenza start earlier and peak pretty early. Influenza, prior to the pandemic, the season was somewhere between the end of December, beginning of March. And that's kind of more on time this year than in prior years.
Doctors say we are in the thick of flu season, with January and February typically being some of the worst months. But in this region of the country, we can sometimes see that stretch into March and April.
There is year-to-year differences in the influenza infections. These can be due to vaccination rates. They can be due to more importantly, the strain that's circulating in a given year.
When it comes to pediatric cases, flu activity has been high over the last few weeks as well, according to doctors at Seattle Children's, who shared if kids are having trouble breathing or fever lasts more than a couple days, it might be time to bring them in.
If kids are not staying hydrated, so they're not taking in fluids, for younger kids or babies, you can look at how many wet diapers they're having. So if that's gone down significantly.
And as hospital visits for the flu spike, state data also shows flu vaccinations are slightly down this season.
Vaccine fatigue is definitely a possible reason after, the COVID-19 period of time when people were more accustomed to getting frequent vaccines. I think some of the enthusiasm may be lowered.
And doctors say if you haven't gotten your vaccinations this season yet, there's still time, especially since we're in the middle of the season where we typically see a rise in certain viruses like RSV, COVID, and of course the flu. Reporting live in Seattle tonight, Lynn Wynn, KOMO News.